Welcome, everybody, to the inaugural episode of the 10 Count Pod. The rebrand is here. It is official. We are no longer the Real Marks of Long Island. We are the 10 Count. If you watched on Sunday on the Quick Count, we announced this rebrand. We're excited. We're pumped up. That intro, the 10 Count, that is awesome, right? The music we got going on. We are working on getting a new intro that's going to be hopefully a banger from a guy who's done stuff from us in the past. But Justin, Chan, how are we feeling today, guys?
I mean, I'm ready to go. We have Night of Champions coming up. I just got off work. As you know, thank you guys for being able to do this a little bit later. I had to go bring food for a catering job, but we're here. I'm ready to give my predictions. Chan, what's going on, brother? How is California?
Man, California's beautiful right now. Just got off a hike. It's sunny. It's nice. But thank you guys so much for inviting me on the 10 Count. First episode, man. Congratulations. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's not the first. It's the first under the 10 Count. We were obviously
umbrella.
Yeah. We've had eras. Let's say we've had eras to this podcast, and I believe this is the fourth chapter or fourth
the
era.
fourth iteration, we'll call it. Yeah.
But this is going to be the best one. If people can tell with my lighting, my camera, my light just completely crapped out on me. So here we are, and I will get that fixed. But here we go.
What? You got the Money in the Bank briefcase behind you. We got some new decor. The nice logo down below me if you're watching on YouTube. And yeah, we're rolling. We got a nice prediction show, which we're always excited for. I mean, like we've said, prediction shows happen like every other week nowadays with the PLEs. But it's an exciting time in wrestling. So, we're ready to dive in. Night of Champions. First off, what are you guys looking forward to most from Night of Champions?
Chan, take it away.
So the thing I'm looking forward to most, obviously, well, not obviously, but I really want to see that Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton match. I think it's going to be a ridiculous match. I think it's obvious that Cody Rhodes is going to win just because Randy Orton and John Cena, that was supposed to be the last time ever. So we kind of know that Cody Rhodes is going to win, but what we don't know is how great of a match it's going to be. Actually, we know that too. So it's going to be really good. But the next thing that I'm looking forward to is the CM Punk versus John Cena match. I'm very curious as to how they're going to go about it. CM Punk is probably going to lose, but is John Cena going to cheat? Like, how are they going to go about it? Is there going to be a cash in? Like, I'm really curious to see how that match unfolds because I really don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, for me, I obviously like Chan just said, Cena and Punk, obviously with the buildup, with the pipe bomb that John Cena just dropped on us on SmackDown. Ty, we spoke about it on the Quick Count. We need to at this point see John Cena blow a kiss to CM Punk with the title, but a match that I'm most crazy about seeing now, because it was just announced recently, is my man Karrion Kross versus Sami Zayn. We'll get into our predictions, but I can't wait to see what those two can do. Ty, what about you?
Yeah, man, this is like a nostalgia factor for me with Punk and Cena, and also Rhodes and Orton. I like the Rhodes and Orton's pretty much like 10 years in the making. It's, we've seen Cody and Randy when Cody was, still grinding his way up, trying to make a name for himself. He was trying to get out of his dad's shadow. But now we have Cody, the megastar, the face of WWE, versus Randy, who's just been a juggernaut within WWE his whole tenure there. So that's going to be explosive. I think they're going to tear the roof off the place. I'm jealous Saudi Arabia is getting both those matches because those are two dream matches that they're getting. And it's going to happen 1 p.m. on a Saturday. I'll be at a poolside in Maryland with my phone up watching because there's no way in hell I'm not watching that live. So let's get into the predictions. I want to go into Karrion Kross, Sami Zayn. I do have something that I want to post to you guys because I was thinking about it a lot today with Killer Kross, Karrion Kross, getting a PLE match, right? The US loves him. They want him so bad. But is he going to get the same kind of reaction with the Saudi crowd? And if not, I don't want this to tarnish him at all. Because what if his first PLE, I think ever? No, not ever. Sorry, he was at WrestleMania 40 when I was there in that. Sorry, probably singles match. But like, I don't want it to tarnish it. I don't want them to be like, hey, like, we tried it out. It wasn't great. Like, what do you guys think?
I kind of feel like it is a make or break for him right now, because he is getting over with the backstage segments. I mean, when I say over, I mean he's getting pops. He's not fully over yet with his in ring. Let's see, the Chan Man Can from Corey. I just saw that message. Hey Corey, what's up? So I think this is going to be a make or break. I think this is his chance to kind of show what he's got, because his contract is almost up. Like the rumors were that his contract was going to be expiring in the summer. So I'm thinking they're giving him this shot to kind of show the people in the back, the office, whatever you call it, to see how good he is. And it's his chance to perform. And you're right, that kind of does scare me now that you bring that up about the Saudi crowd. Is the Saudi crowd going to be as good as the American crowds were for him? Like, are they going to know him as much? Because he's not really like a character in the ring. He's only a backstage character that gets pops because he's talking to Sammy. But then again, he's in a storyline with Sammy, so they should probably know who he is. So very interesting. I'm actually very curious about that now that you bring it up.
So just want to say hello to Millennial Noob. What's going on, brother? Thank you for joining the show. For people knowing Karrion and Scarlett just posted a video on Twitter of just piles of people like following and just embracing it. It's got, I mean, prediction is I'm going Karrion Kross. How can I not? That's just, I back my guy. How can I not go with him? The thing that annoys me is now I feel like it's always something like the people are trying to nitpick, or because now all of a sudden Karrion Kross doesn't take bumps. That's the only thing that I've seen on the internet now, is that Karrion Kross doesn't take back bumps. Karrion Kross doesn't do this. This is why I cannot wait for Saturday to come and Karrion Kross takes like 5 back bumps in a row just to shut everyone up. Karrion Kross is going to be fine. The match is going to be great. The guy's getting his opportunity, which he deserves fully. Like Corey just said, I'm going to pull it up here. The Saudi people have treated him like a king in the streets. They were literally just following him and Scarlett. It was unbelievable to see. I am so happy for him and Scarlett, and they're finally getting the opportunity. I know he's fought in Saudi before. Sure, do the odds have Sammy probably winning? Yes, but how do I go against my guy? So I'm going Karrion Kross. I think he shows out. I think they both show out. I think it's going to be a tremendous match, and I think it puts all the haters to rest.
Yeah, I want to say Karrion, because I would love for Sammy to go just full blown heel, but I don't know. Maybe like you said in the past, Justin, maybe this is Sammy's the one to not fall into the trap that Karrion Kross is laying out, which could lead to a longer feud between the two of them. And what better way to be, starting off a feud with, for Karrion Kross than with, Sami Zayn full blown in Saudi Arabia. Like, I'm excited. I think they're going to go. I think it's going to be a great match. Again, this whole card is stacked. I think this is going to be an electric PLE. Shoot.
And I just wanted to say one other thing before we move on from this Karrion Sammy match. And Chan, you bring up, obviously, everyone knows that his contract is coming up. He had the pipe bomb at WrestleMania that he was pissed about his contract status leaking. I don't know anything. I am not Corey in the chat. I don't know anything, but knowing that he just had new merch released, he's still on TV, they're still pushing the story with Sammy, I do feel like we're in a good situation going forward. We'll see how Saturday plays out, but us Karrion Kross fans, I think we're all right. I think we could breathe,
And Chan, who's your prediction?
So my prediction, I think Sami Zayn's going to win, but I think it'll probably be something similar to Karrion Kross's match with AJ Styles that he had on Raw, like a month or two ago, where he kind of sacrificed himself to AJ Styles. So I'm thinking that he's going to put Sami Zayn in a position where he can be like kind of brutal, and he's going to take it, and then he's going to laugh about it after he loses. Like, I knew you would do that. I know who you are, and that's what I think is going to happen.
I'm for it, and we saw Shades of that on Raw too, and I got really excited when Sammy clocked him. All right, let's go into the United States Championship match. We got Jacob Fatu, Solo Sikoa. Chan, I'll throw this to you first.
Jacob Fatu. Solo's not winning. Sorry, Solo. I love you, Solo. I think he's been a lot more entertaining ever since he started doing kind of the comedic stuff in the ring. I just hope that he doesn't go overboard with it, because if he does it a little too much, then he's going to be the comedy guy. But showing a little bit of the personality in the ring has been making him appeal to me more. So, like, I actually don't cringe anymore when I say, "Oh, Solo Sikoa." Now I'm kind of excited to watch because he's funny in the ring. Like, he made me laugh when I was live in Money in the Bank. He was doing all the shenanigans, and he was doing Cero Miedo and LA Knight symbols or whatever he was doing, and I was laughing. It was great. So, but Jacob Fatu is going to beat him, like, easy.
Yeah, dude, I agree with you, man. Like, this persona that Solo has just been so entertaining and so much more lovable. And it's funny what you say with the cringe part, and where, he used to come out, it's like, oh God, this guy is just like super wannabe Roman Reigns. Like, he's not even fitting into his own shoes. And now he's just coming in his own. But you're right. Like, there's a line where, like, if you're getting too comedic, like, you're going to cross that threshold and you're like never going to come back. And maybe it's a little bit different now that the Vince era is gone, because if Vince saw that, he'd be like, that's some good shit. Keep being funny. We're going to try this and this. But luckily, we don't have that. But I do agree with you. Jacob Fatu is going to destroy Solo, and it's going to be enjoyable, and I'm going to love it. I think we're going to have some really good moments between the two of them, but Jacob ain't losing anytime soon.
Yeah, it's a sweep through the three of us. It's Jacob Fatu. I do, however, want to give my props to Solo, because Solo shows that he can go and he can, whatever is needed of him. If he has to be that serious badass, he could do that. If he's got to show a little funny side to him, he can do that. That last promo that we saw between them, I didn't feel like it was a wrestling promo. I felt like it was two family members actually at a standstill. And like you said, Chan, like I'm starting to like him a little bit just because of the way that he is on the mic and the way that he can adjust. And he's like a chameleon, where he could just, like, whatever is needed of him, he just morphs into it and he's good. So props to Solo, but you're getting your ass beat by Jacob Fatu on Saturday. Yeah. You mean?
Has Jacob Fatu been pinned yet?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I don't believe so. I don't think
I don't think he's been pinned.
I think, if he's lost a match, I don't think he's taken the pin.
Right.
Yeah, I can't think of any moment where he was pinned on WWE TV, and I can't see it happening anytime soon. He's just I love the backwards jersey, his swag, just like everything Jacob's brought to WWE since he's got here has just been freaking.
He's a badass. He's a badass, dude, bro.
He just got it from the moment he walked in. Like, it's funny because some people come, from the indies and everything, and they transfer over and they need a little bit of time to get acclimated. This dude just, like, was a star right off the get-go. So I just can't wait to see more of him in the future. And I can't wait for that future world title clash between Braun Breaker and Jacob Fatu at WrestleMania, because that's going to fucking blow the roof off some places and feed families for generations. Justin, I'll shoot with you first. We got Raquel Rodriguez, Rhea Ripley street fight. I didn't even know this was a match until I was looking up the card today. Like, This is exciting as hell too. What are you thinking?
Yeah, it's Rhea. She went to Adam Pearce and she pretty much demanded the match. She's like, I need Raquel, and he's like, it's official, it happened, it's confirmed, but there's no way. I'm still going with Rhea Ripley, but the only way that I see it possibly going the other way is because we saw on Monday night, we saw Roxanne help Raquel, is if those two get on the same page and they're really going to try to push that after the Liv injury. But if until further notice, how can you go against Rhea Ripley? You can't. You really can't.
Chan, what are you thinking?
I think it's Rhea Ripley as well. It just kind of shows that the heel side on Raw for the women are not that strong right now. That's why they had to have Raquel Rodriguez wrestle Rhea Ripley. Because with Liv Morgan out, now you only have Roxanne Perez, and then you have Raquel Rodriguez, then you have Ivy now, and then you have Becky Lynch, and that's it for the Raw women. Those are the only heels on that roster. So I think the time is going to have to come where SmackDown is going to have to send over some heel women to Raw, or there's going to have to be somebody turning heel from the babyface side, which I think might be Asuka, in my opinion. But yeah, it's going to be Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, I agree with you on the Asuka part too. I was just thinking that I think Asuka's going to make that heel turn because they need it, and she'd be fantastic with it. And I'm going to agree with Millennial Noob. I think Raquel Rodriguez is going to come out on top. It's street fight, no rules. Rhea doesn't have anyone backing her. She's tough as nails. But when you have the Judgment Day and you have maybe a Dirty Dom come out and you have a Roxanne Perez come out, it stacks the odds against her. And I see them trying to push Raquel at this time because I think they're going to do it with Liv. But since Liv is hurt now, what better way than to, rehash what we've seen with the Judgment Day and Rhea Ripley than, bring out Raquel into the fold and do the same thing with her. So I think we're going to see a Raquel Rodriguez victory in a street fight. I think it's going to be brutal. I think it's going to get intense, and I can't wait to see that one unfold.
I wanted to quickly say shout out to Corey if you're still watching, and I believe Viper, but this Liv injury, man, like I know we've discussed it, but this has changed Evolution upside down. There were so many plans for Liv Morgan, and with Nikki Bella, and maybe bringing in Brie to possibly team up with Nikki and Raquel and Liv. Like, this injury, unfortunately, came at literally probably the worst time. And obviously, we wish nothing but the best and speedy recoveries to Liv Morgan. But it's pretty much a shout out to just the writers, just to be able to adjust on the fly and how quickly they're adjusting, because you have within a month, you have Evolution, and then you have SummerSlam right after that. And when one of your top stars in Liv Morgan goes down like that, you got to figure something out quick. So just shout out to the writers that are adjusting, and obviously Liv with the speedy recovery.
Yeah, but they do still have 6 titles that they can defend on that show. You got the Women's North American Championship. They already have the first match set with Jordan Grace versus JC Jane for the NXT Women's Championship. You have the World and WWE Women's, and you have the Intercontinental US Women's. So they do have opportunities. I'm pretty sure they'll do the Battle Royal. I don't know if that's confirmed or not, but I'm pretty sure that's something that's going to happen. But they have options. They got a lot of talented women, and they're all ready to freaking show off.
Listen, they definitely have the most talented women's roster in any professional wrestling company, but just like they're like the possibilities, like how they book down months and months down the line, where you could have had maybe the turn on Liv. Now they have to just out of nowhere adjust, and now all of a sudden Roxanne and Raquel are now having to team up and become partners. It throws off things way down the line. So we'll see how they adjust. I'm sure they'll do a great job. But just wanted to throw that out there.
Cool. All right, let's get into the first, I'll say the Queen of the Ring finals. We got Asuka, Jade Cargill. I'm going to make my side short and sweet right now. I've been spitting this prophecy for weeks now. Jade Cargill, I can't even speak. Jade Cargill is going to win this one. Going to face, sorry, I'm blanking on who's the women's champion right now. Sorry.
Tiffany.
Thank you, Tiffany Stratton. Jade's going to win to an instant cash in from Naomi. Short and sweet. What do you guys think?
Ty. I told you Sunday. I told you last Thursday. You sold me on your prophecy. I am totally with it. Jade Cargill wins this match. No doubt about it.
I agree. I've been saying it for weeks as well. Jade Cargill will win it. I think Asuka will face Io at Evolution. So Asuka's not going to win to go against her at SummerSlam. So it's going to be Jade Cargill. She's going to win King of the Ring. And either Naomi cashes in on the night of SummerSlam, or maybe she cashes in before SummerSlam on Tiffany, and then it becomes Naomi versus Jade Cargill, maybe versus Bianca Belair in a triple threat match, or Bianca Belair as a guest referee. Who knows? They can go many ways, but either way, it's going to be Jade Cargill winning, in my opinion.
I love that idea for Asuka and Io Sky at Evolution. I think that would be a banger of a match. I hope that comes true, man. I'm gonna freaking. I'm not gonna do a rain dance because it's already raining, but we'll in Pennsylvania, but we'll hope for that. All right, let's get into Cody Rhodes or Randy Orton. Chan, we'll throw that to you first.
So I think Cody Rhodes is going to win. I kind of talked about it a little bit before, that they mentioned that Randy Orton versus John Cena was the last time. But then again, they've told us that before when they said once in a lifetime with John Cena and The Rock, and then they did it again the next year. So it's twice in a lifetime. So, I mean, they could do it again, but I don't think they will. I think it's going to be Cody Rhodes wins, and I think he goes against John Cena. I would like to see a triple threat match at SummerSlam between Cody Rhodes, John Cena, and CM Punk, only because people didn't really like the Cody Rhodes and John Cena match at WrestleMania that much, and it might have left a bad taste in people's mouths. So if you throw in CM Punk in that match at SummerSlam, then it'll brighten up that match a lot more and get people more excited. Even though I'm not a big fan of triple threat matches as main events, I think this is a good time to have it.
Yeah, I'm with you. Cody Rhodes is going to win this match. The only way I thought he wasn't was if it was Sammy in the finals with him. Maybe we could have seen Sami Zayn, but it's Cody now. The story is written for Cody to get back to John Cena. It'll be Cody Rhodes and John Cena, SummerSlam. The triple threat is interesting. I think it's just built and meant to be these two again. You're going to have that moment down the road, which we'll talk about at the SummerSlam predictions, in a few weeks. But Cody's going to have that moment where he can do something dirty again, and he's going to do it. He's going to go through. He's going to win his title back, and then we'll lead into eventually Cena turning back face for the fourth quarter of his farewell tour.
Yeah, I actually really like the triple threat idea because, again, like Chan mentioned, like people weren't happy with how the match played out at WrestleMania. Again, you can chalk it up to like Cena trying to ruin wrestling, and that's why he wrestled the way he did, and it wasn't like an actual like full blown technical wrestling match. But anytime you involve my boy CM Punk, I'm there. Like whatever, I don't care what it has to happen. I would love to see him in that main event, but I think I'll be with you guys. Cody Rhodes is going to win this one. I think it's just his passing of the guard moment. It's going to happen first with Randy on Saturday, and then it's going to fully happen at SummerSlam with John Cena.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we got one more. We got the WWE Undisputed Championship. Justin, who's coming out on top? The best in the world or the GOAT?
Ty, I'm sorry. It's going to be the GOAT. It's John Cena by a landslide. I hope the match is fun. I hope that they play off of their past matches, their former SummerSlam matches. They've had so many classics. I want the callbacks. Like I know Ty, we wanted like Randy and Cena to have that callback where Cena or Orton got disqualified on purpose. It didn't happen. I'm hoping that there's something good in this match on Saturday. That's like, all right, that's the nostalgia that I needed for now. Let's move on to the next topic. But John Cena is winning and continuing his reign as champion.
Jan, what you got?
I think it's John Cena as well. I think he's going to beat CM Punk in a shenanigan type of way. I don't think it's going to be a clean victory. But I think right now might be the time. I mean, they kind of teased it in some of the past matches where John Cena will look at the belt like for a few seconds before he hits the guy with it, and then he does it, but it's those few seconds. I think now is going to be the time when you're going to start seeing him look at the belt a little longer, thinking about, should I hit him? Should I hit him with the belt? Because I think the time's going to come at some point before his whole thing's over where he's going to snap out of it, and he's not going to do the bad thing. He's going to do the right thing, and he's going to turn babyface before the year is over. But I think we're going to start seeing that. But he's still going to cheat to win.
So
it's going to be Cena.
So let me ask you, because I just pretty much said the opposite for SummerSlam. So let's say it's SummerSlam. Obviously, we both agree that we're going to get Cody Rhodes and John Cena at SummerSlam. I think Cody is going to have the opportunity to take advantage of a helpless John Cena with the title or whatever it may be. Obviously, we saw it at WrestleMania. He didn't take advantage, and it cost him. So I think it's going to be Cody taking advantage. You think it's going to be Cena that is looking at a helpless Cody? And
why can't it be both? Why can't it be both? I love what Shan was saying. I was getting ready to respond to the hell out of this because I think this man's a secret booker down here. We don't even know. I think that we're going to, because you mentioned it, I think it would be brilliant to have John Cena hesitate, but Cody takes advantage of it and does the dirty tactic to win. I think that could play beautifully.
Yeah, I actually tweeted that today as I said, what if at SummerSlam it's Cody Rhodes versus John Cena? I mentioned The Rock, but I don't think The Rock's coming, but I was just saying, hypothetical. The Rock comes in and gives John Cena a chair. John Cena decides not to use it, and then Cody Rhodes does use it, and then he ends up turning on him. Double turn. John Cena ends the year as the babyface, and Cody Rhodes goes full-blown heel, and he corrected his mistake that he made from WrestleMania for not using the chair. This time he used the chair, and now he's champion, and he learned his lesson.
I'm totally here for it as well, and I know that we got. Cody spoke about it at Fanatics Fest. He was asked. He said, I forget whoever it was that was interviewing him, but she said, like, when can we expect to see a heel Cody? And he did say, maybe soon. But then he went on and said, she was like, what's soon? And then he was like, maybe 2 or 3 years down the line. But he teased it. Like, we're going to get it eventually, whether it be as soon as SummerSlam, which would be awesome, or 2 or 3 years down the line, like you said. I'm here for it, and I can't wait for it whenever it does happen.
Yeah, and I want to wrap up my prediction. Not Cody, or Jesus Christ, I'm thinking about Cody now. I want to say CM Punk. It's going to be John Cena. I'm not going to say unfortunately, because again, if we get the nostalgia factor in this and we have all those moments that happen in the match that we want to see, I'm all for it. I can't wait. I think this is going to be a super solid PLE, and I hope they tear the roof off that place.
Quick question. Everyone knows about CM Punk and his thoughts in the past about Saudi Arabia. Do you think Saudi Arabia, the fans, know about those thoughts? And do you think that they would react different to him when it comes out, or you think they're just going to cheer either way?
So there was a video that was put out literally today, and everyone's hating on Punk because there's a young fan just runs up to Punk with the phone and tries to take a photo, and you kind of see Punk just kind of not shove him out of the way, but pretty much says, we're not taking a photo right now. I mean, we're not going to get into whatever's going on, but when you're told to, hey, you're just go from here to there, don't stop, don't do anything, you have security with you for a reason, you got to listen. Right? Like, who knows what's going on? So people are all over Punk right now about him pushing away that kid. You're told to do something. You're going somewhere. You're trying to stay safe. That's it. As far as, do I think that they're going to boo? I don't think so. I personally don't think so.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out. I think there could be a chance, but he just has such a a polarizing personality, and he's just so over it with the fans that I feel like everyone's gonna be excited once his music hits. I think they'll be singing his music, but who knows? People, they might be more excited for John Cena and boo him because of that. Like, who knows? I mean, look what we've seen in the past. Even with the lead up to WrestleMania, people were booing Cody. Cena was being, Cena, even talking crap, and then they'd cheer for Cody again. It's just like, when it comes to Cena, anything's possible. People love him, people hate him, especially this is his last year. Anything's possible. So I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, you're gonna have the back and forth chance, in my opinion. You're gonna have obviously the let's go Cena sucks. But you're gonna have Punk, like let's go Punk, CM Punk chance all mixed up in there. It's gonna be a mixed crowd to me. I truthfully think so.
Also, I want to get your guys' opinion we're gonna kind of dive into Raw now. We know Cody won against Jay, but that feel, I don't know if you guys felt the same way watching the main event. I had like PLE main event style feels watching that match. Like, again, speaking 10 years ago, Jey Uso versus Cody Rhodes, people would have laughed at. People would have went to go get their popcorn and shit. Now the level they're on, like even Jay coming out, like I know, to me, Cody's like higher megastar power than Jay, but I don't know anymore, because when Jay came out, I was like, bro, this is like a legendary clash. I'm just so pumped up for the two of them. I hope they keep pushing Jay, because the dude really is a star. He's so over, and I'm still kind of bummed that he's not champion right now. But what did you guys think about like that match and the feel of it?
The aura was incredible. That's all you have to say. And speaking about Jay still being over, at Fanatics Fest, they said that Jey Uso's theme song was like nonstop. It was just, and Jay wasn't even there. Like, Rhea, apparently showed up and surprised people that were waiting by the ramp. It was just people doing Jey Uso's theme song because everyone just wanted to eat. So that shows you how over he still is to this day. And just seeing those two of the most over superstars in the company face to face, two faces, like two friends, and the match that they put on, I thought it was incredible. Obviously, for all three of us, I guess we all knew the outcome. I'm glad that Jay still looked strong. I don't think that Jay looked weak at all. And then you get the show of respect at the end. I thought it was a great main event, and it could have easily main evented a PLE.
Yeah, I thought it was a really, really, really good main event. Actually, no, but let's say great. It was a great main event. It got me going, got the people going. If you've ever, I don't know if you guys seen Jey Uso live. Have you guys seen it live yet?
No, you haven't been there? The eating? No, I have not.
Oh my God, it's like next level. He's like a rock star, and everyone's looking for him. Where's he? But everyone's going nuts. Like, it really is. And I know it's the entrance, but then throughout the whole, because I brought someone that's never seen a show, never even watched a wrestling show ever, and that was his first time. And he was like, what I loved was everyone knew exactly what to do at like any given moment. Like, they knew what to say. Like, when we were saying yeet randomly at certain times, when we said one word, 4 letters, whatever, he's like, how does everyone know what to say in at the exact same time? It's crazy. Like, that's an outsider looking in, seeing like how people interact with Jay. He has this connection with the audience that I know the IWC hates him or whatever. It doesn't. Who cares? When you're there live, you actually feel the connection. Like, it's crazy. But anyways, the match I thought was really good. I think Cody Rhodes is right now on a mission to prove that he's like one of the best wrestlers in the ring, because of the bad reviews that John Cena and Cody Rhodes got. I really believe that every single match that he's going to be in, he's going to try to prove that he's like one of the best, because he was doing some crazy stuff like that RKO from the top rope and all that type of, like, I'm like, man, he's really trying to like prove something here. And I think his match with Randy Orton, he's going to really try to prove something. He's probably going to do a moonsault, and then Randy Orton's going to catch him with the RKO or some crazy. I wouldn't be surprised if something like that happens. But yeah, anyways, the match is really good. I just think that Cody Rhodes is on a mission right now.
Yeah, he really is. And I'm so envious of you to be in that arena yeeting away with Jey Uso, because that's something that, like, even like when people started shitting on Jey, it's like the IWC, to be precise. How do you look at that sold out crowd for the most part? Just everyone is just in it, yeeting. They're in that aura. They're in that mood. Like, you don't see anyone like sitting there miserable. Everyone's having a good time. It's like a freaking full-blown party for like 2 minutes, 3 minutes during the entrance. To me, like, that's more than enough to show this guy is at the top of the game, at the top of this company, and he will be, because everyone loves it. People could call it a shoddy gimmick, but it's not. Like, if it gets the crowd going, it's a fantastic gimmick in my opinion.
Yeah, Ty, that's what we spoke about on the quick count. Is I just hope now that he has lost to Cody, I really hope they have something planned out for Jey, because we have seen Jimmy getting involved again with Jacob and Solo. As much as I want to see the Usos back together, I don't want him to get sucked into that whole bloodline situation again. So I do hope that they find something for him to work towards SummerSlam, because right now, if you had to think off the top of your head, obviously there's a 2-night SummerSlam, where is Jey Uso fitting into the card?
Good question.
I hope he's not going to reunite with Jimmy as the Usos. Ugh.
I agree with you, dude. I agree.
And then we lose the entrance. It's kind of like Kofi after he dropped the WWE title. He went right back to New Day and kind of almost forgot about his singles run. Now he's New Day again. Hopefully that doesn't happen to Jey. Hopefully they continue it and do something else. He needs to be up at the top of the card, and even bring up some other heels along with him, like going against them.
Yeah, I completely agree, because they have lightning in the bottle right now with him, and how do you let that go? And I would hate for them to have it. I mean, the Usos to me are one of the best, if not the best, tag team in WWE history and professional wrestling history. But they've done their thing, and with how Jey is performing right now, he's just on another level. You can't put him back in the tag team fold.
And that also brings us back to what we've said 2 weeks ago. Why did they have to take the title off him?
Especially for this Goldberg shit.
Exactly. This Goldberg-Gunther match did not need a title. Every time Goldberg is in a ring, he's fighting for a title. His past 4 matches, I believe, or 3, whatever the hell it was, have been for a world title, and he's lost. So I don't understand. Like, there's no need for them to rip that title off of Jey, because now Jey didn't have to be in the King of Ring. Jey could find a different opponent for SummerSlam, and now you still got one of the most over guys as champion going into SummerSlam. It just, I don't know. Do
you know what I think?
Let me hear it.
I think Goldberg's going to be Gunther for the title.
Oh no.
He said in the interview with Michael Cole, they said, "What would you do if you won the title?" He's like, "Well, I guess we got a dilemma there." So he's going to keep defending until he loses. So I think that goes off to SummerSlam.
And then
they ask the question, so it's definitely a possibility, man.
And then I would have to witness Goldberg's entrance at SummerSlam, which goes back to me not being happy, especially if it's for a goddamn world title. So, oh God, oh no.
Because they're not really labeling it as a retirement match. Like, they are, but it's not like, look what they did with Ric Flair. Like, when he loses, he's retired. It's like retirement here, retirement there. They're like, oh, like, this is just like, this might be your retirement match. He's like, yeah, maybe. What happens if you win the title? Well, we'll see. Like, I don't know. It's playing out in a weird way.
Yeah, and what I found weird too was they played the interview with Michael Cole and Goldberg, and then after the interview, Michael Cole said, and then after the interview, I asked him, "Is this going to be your final match?" And he said, "Yes, this is my final match. But what happens if you win?" And then he said, "Well, that's an interesting question, isn't it?"
That's what it was.
But Michael Cole said that. They didn't show Goldberg in the interview saying that. It was Michael Cole saying that after. So I found that kind of interesting. I have a feeling that he might have said something that they didn't like, so they had Michael Cole redo it and kind of say what they wanted him to really say. I don't. But there has to be a reason of why they had Michael Cole say it, and they didn't just show it in the interview.
Yep.
So, but if you're right and Gunther does win, maybe Seth Rollins cashes in that night. And if he doesn't cash in that night, I think he would cash in probably on Raw, where they just beat him up and then he cashes in, and then that's it. He's done. He had his final match, and then he can go away.
Oh man, yeah. Now you guys
I don't know.
putting me in like a nightmare right now that we're gonna. Because then you're. I'm not even gonna. Nope, not even gonna.
I know.
Not doing it. I'm not doing it until Saturday Night Main Event. I'm not even thinking that that's even a possibility. Not doing it.
Because then I was just thinking too. I'm like, wait, if he does cash in, then that means Goldberg has to get his revenge. You can't just let that go. So I don't know if he's cashing in. So I think Gunther has to win. He's going to win.
Yeah,
because
and I'm sorry, Chen, to interrupt you there, but if Goldberg does win at Saturday Night Main Event, I need a cash in instantly. Let Goldberg go out on his high horse with a win and then get cashed in on. Like you said, I cannot see Goldberg as champion at SummerSlam. It cannot happen. It won't happen. I will not allow it. I don't know what to do. I'm just going to put it out there into the universe. Please don't let that happen. There's too many people to let it, like, to other people to just give that opportunity to. Why are we going to give it to 58-year-old Goldberg? No, please, no.
He only needs it for a month, I guess, right?
And if Goldberg does take it to SummerSlam, who does he face? Gunther again? Rematch?
Give it to Jay. Then put Jay back in there somehow. Let's let Jay get his rematch. Let Jay eat and win it over Goldberg. Do something like if that's the way to get Jay back into the main event picture, whatever. But then that just buries Gunther, and that is awful.
Yeah. I guess we'll see. I don't know. I don't know. That last part that Michael Cole said kind of just like threw a wrench in there for me. But yeah, but we do have one more topic at the bottom of this scroll. You see the Slammiversary card. Justin and I will be going July 20th, UBS in Elmont, New York, Long Island. We got 3 matches announced so far. Actually, I think it was today was announced the tag team title match. It's going to be a fatal 4-way ladder match between the Hardys, the Nemeths, the Rascals, and First Class. I cannot wait to see the Hardys back in the ladder match. I hope they survive through it. I feel like they're getting a little too old to be jumping off ladders. But like that is pretty freaking cool to have on that card, that like nostalgia factor. And there's 3 other great tag teams in there that I think they can really showcase the TNA tag division with this. And with how SmackDown has been with their tag team division, I feel like there's more eyes on tag teams at this moment in time. So I think it's the perfect moment to have this kind of match.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm so happy they just announced this match. Actually, the Hardys have been pretty much doing like a little tour on Long Island. I know they were just at Creative Pro. So shout out to Kurt Hawkins. That's his academy. So they were there. I guess
real quick, they were on a subway doing a TikTok for Subway Mania or some shit. Apparently, that's a thing.
They were at Subway Mania. They bombarded that. They're all over New York right now. I think they threw out the first pitch at City Field for the Met game with a few other people tonight. But listen, you listen to them on Busted Open. Matt Hardy says that he feels like he's 18 again. He feels rejuvenated. I cannot believe, actually. They said that they've been in the wrestling game for 33 years. They debuted 33 years ago. I'm 32. So the fact that they have been wrestling longer than I've been alive is incredible to me, because growing up, they were my favorite. Like, you don't think about age when you're a 12-year-old kid watching WWE or whatever. And the fact that those 2 men, the longevity that it takes to keep your bodies, and especially Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy's a lunatic. I can't believe he's still wrestling, but shout out to him, and amazing for him. But the fact that they're still doing it to this day at a high level is absolutely incredible. This match with the Nemeth, Nick Nemeth, is phenomenal. I'm not so sold on Ryan, but we'll get, hopefully, they can get it together. First class, AJ Francis has been great, especially since he's been back in TNA. And then you have the Rascals. I love the Rascals. I cannot wait to see that match live.
And you guys are lucky. You guys get to see the Hardys in the ladder match live. Have you guys ever seen the Hardys in a ladder match live before?
Nope.
I don't.
There you go.
So actually, Ty, I think we were like when they went to ECW, but it wasn't a ladder match.
It wasn't a ladder match.
It wasn't a ladder. Yeah. At Nassau Coliseum.
Yeah. It's crazy saying in 2025 we're going to see the Hardys in a ladder.
It's wild, dude. It's incredible.
The only time I think I saw like Matt and Jeff, well, I guess it was just Jeff in like a PLE setting, was Royal Rumble 2008. It was Jeff versus Randy, and Court and I were cheering Randy up and down the arena, but everyone else was cheering for Jeff. Everyone was just like staring at us like, why are you rooting for this asshole?
So are you guys best friends?
So I've known Ty since high school.
Yeah.
So we go way
back.
We go way back, and his cousin Court was a co-host of ours. So we've all known each other for
ever
years.
At this point.
Yeah. We're looking at like 16, 17 years.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to put you guys on the spot by asking if you're best friends. Now you have to say, no, we're not best friends, but
I hate this guy.
Yeah, we only do a wrestling podcast. We don't talk ever after that. We're like, oh crap, we gotta record a podcast every Thursday now. God damn it.
Oh my gosh, I gotta see Justin on. It's Thursday. I gotta drink some beers to get ready for this.
It's like when you tell someone they have a dog and then the person puts you on the spot and says, oh, did you adopt? Man, I feel like a jackass if I say I bought it at the store. Like, well, why you got to put me on the spot like that? And then I say, no, I didn't adopt. Did you adopt your kid? Like, well, why you got to put me on the spot? Make me feel bad about, buying my dog off of Craigslist.
No, me and Ty, once we went into the same friend group, we've been very, very, very close all throughout high school into college. We have stories that we cannot tell in front of 340 people.
No.
Yeah, we got 340 people watching live. There are some stories that me and him could tell you that will not get said live on the internet.
Good.
But
what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas? Vegas stories or college? Oh, that's good.
Oh,
yeah,
that's good.
High school and college.
Yeah, high school.
Happens on Long Island, stays in Long Island.
Oh, so you guys live in Long Island, huh?
Yeah. I used to. I live in Pennsylvania now, but I grew up on Long Island with Justin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow! What made you move to Pennsylvania?
The job that I got out of college. It's just I've been there ever since. So just grinding away. Cool. I do miss Long Island, and I miss being around a beach at all times. That's like a huge thing. That's something I kind of took for granted when I lived on Long Island, but now being in Pennsylvania, the closest shore is the Jersey Shore, which if I'm going there, I'd rather just go to Long Island.
Yeah.
Facts. Right. Facts. They have beaches there? I didn't even know.
Yeah.
I don't go to New York or Long Island, or I've never gone like to the East Coast, I don't think, ever.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. It's just expensive. I mean, just so is LA and California, but it's expensive as shit. Like Pennsylvania is a little cheaper, but it's still like right up there with the prices. Almost not as bad, but close.
Yeah. Well, I didn't mean to. Go ahead.
No, you're good. That was a nice little side quest we just went on. I do have a question for you, Chan. Do you believe in Joe Hendry?
Yes. So. I just saw this funny freaking video of Thriller, where you seen Thriller, like the Michael Jackson video, where like where the zombies going like this. Just like randomly, I just was watching a Thriller video, and then I saw one. I thought it was just Thriller, and then Joe Hendry's face does that with the like one right after the zombie. I was like, oh shit, what the hell? How did this end up? It was like on TikTok or something. I thought it was pretty funny. But I like Joe Hendry, but he's like what I was talking about with Solo Sikoa. You don't want him to be like, you want him to be taken seriously. Like I'm just talking in the future when he goes to the main roster eventually. or to WWE. I just don't want him to be seen like a Fandango
Yeah.
or one of those type of guys. Like you want him to be taken seriously, like as a higher level guy, not a comedic guy or not like an entertainment type of guy. But I do like him. I find him fun.
Yeah, I'm right there with you because it took me a while for me to actually get on the Hendry train. Like I like this song, but like in the beginning when he first was really showing up with his theme song and everything, like I've been on the podcast saying like, I don't know, it's like it felt like it was gonna be too much of a comedy act back then, but he's definitely like proved himself a bit since then. So I'm definitely getting on that train, but I do agree with you. I want him to be taken seriously, and I'm hoping what we see at Slammiversary with Trick versus Joe Hendry, if Hendry wins the title back, like I hope it's like, it really sets the mood for his character moving forward.
For me, I don't think this is going to be Trick versus Hendry singles. I totally expect Santana to get thrown into the loop here. It just makes complete sense. I think he's the second most over superstar in the company right now. So I totally, somehow, some way, I do believe he'll get interjected into this match and make it a triple threat by the end of this. But with Joe Hendry, I truthfully still love him. I think he's great. I think he's entertaining. He can work in the ring, and that's all you really ask for in a professional wrestler, right? You ask for someone that can get over with the crowd and someone that can do the work in the ring. And I think that he can do that. And everyone was on him for his entrance this past Tuesday on NXT, where they said that he didn't get a pop, but he snuck up from behind. And
Right.
they also recorded next week's NXT prior to going live for NXT this week. So the crowd, like, shout out to Corey from Body Slam, but Corey said like they pre-recorded next week's episode. So they had already seen Joe Hendry actually fight before the sneak attack. So they all knew he was in the building. So it took away from the surprise factor of Joe Hendry being there at NXT. But so listen, everyone back off Joe Hendry. He's still over. People are still going to be clapping for him. People are still going to be waving their hands side to side. So don't worry, Joe Hendry's fine.
That is one thing I can't wait to do is wave my hands side to side at Slammiversary, man. I am so excited for that. It's not up to where the Heat is, but it's a good like second, third. But yeah, I think we can close this match out. I think that's a great first 10 count episode. Chan, thanks for joining us. You were a freaking star.
Thank you guys so much for inviting me. I would gladly come back.
Oh, we're definitely going to have you back. Definitely. And for everyone watching and tuning in, thanks for, being a part of this. Thanks for Millennial Noob, Corey, for commenting. Thanks to Body Slam, as always, for hosting us and trusting us as being one of their podcasts. Make sure to follow Body Slam and also us at all these socials under Justin if you're watching on YouTube. And we will catch you on the next one. Peace out.